I was looking at Shanahan. He's on our screen here, and I was listening to his presser on the way home last night, and I was just like, damn, he sounds sad.
Dejected.
He sounds sad. He sounds dejected. But I want to pick up on the Jimmie Ward stuff.
Yes.
Because Matson was bringing up Jimmie Ward, and I read those quotes yesterday. I was like, that sounds like a guy who's not happy about his role right now. Now, he's played some great free safety for the 49ers the last 2-3 years. He's played the nickel back last week. You see him in the slot trying to bump the rug, Travis Kelce. And when you think about that, a guy with a club on his head, playing in the box on defense, trying to bump and run Travis Kelce. To me, that sounds idiotic.
Well, they also had Hufanga on him, so I think they're trying to mix up. Can we all both agree? I agree with you on the club thing, but no matter who they put on Kelce, it's a mismatch.
No doubt.
He's the best player on the planet at that position.
But I need Jimmie Ward back at free safety.
Okay.
So for him to lose his spot because he's injured to Tashaun Gibson, who's been here since the end of training camp.
Well, he did jump a route on the first drive and got them an interception.
He got them an interception, and then he got beat deep.
Oh, no.
All day long.
Yeah, he got beat the rest of the game.
The rest of the game.
So did the rest of the defense.
So we need Jimmie Ward back there, who's a quarterback of that defense outside of Fred Warner Jr. Mm-hmm. And so for him to say what he said yesterday, basically, like, look, I'm just doing what I got to do for the team, blah, blah, blah. One, it sounds like this locker room is starting to break apart. It's starting to fall apart. Mm-hmm. George Kittle, you got Brandon Ayuk, and now you got Jimmie Ward, who is a captain. Mm-hmm. And I heard you say, Shasky, who the hell is Jimmie Ward to talk like that? Who the hell is he after only having 2 great years and who was an afterthought for so long? Well, I'll tell you who Jimmie Ward is. He's a leader on that defense. He's a leader in that locker room.
More so than Fred Warner?
And he's right there with Fred Warner.
Okay.
He was named the captain, right? Mm-hmm. He was named the captain for 2 straight years. This guy is a leader in that locker room. So no matter how we feel about Jimmie Ward, because I have thoughts on Jimmie Ward. Sure, do I like him talking about Matt Stafford? I'm going to pick up Matt Stafford. He talked a lot.
He's talked a lot the last couple of
He's talked
seasons.
a lot, but he had a subpar NFC Championship game. I agree. But I don't mind talking. Mm-hmm. You know what? He's talking, and for the most part, he does back it up. And he has backed it up. He had the pick 6 against Matt Stafford last year
on
Monday Night Football.
Career interceptions.
Yeah, on Monday Night Football. So, you know what? Jimmie Ward in that locker room means something. So for us to say, you know what? Who the hell is Jimmie Ward? Jimmie Ward needs to be at free safety. And you know what? That locker room, that team looks at Jimmie Ward. They look at him as a captain. So if he says something like, oh, man, I don't like, I just got to do what I got to do for the team, get him back at his natural position at free safety. And let's go. Who the hell is Tashaun Gibson? We're going to give Tashaun Gibson his job just because Jimmie Ward was out for a little bit? That, to me, doesn't sit right.
Well, he's been out all year, basically.
That tells me, though, that this locker room is starting to fight against each other. And Ray Ratto was saying something yesterday on Damon and Ratto. Shanahan's been here for 6 years. Mm-hmm. Is this message starting to fall on deaf ears? You remember what the great Bill Walsh says? What he said?
About 10 years. That's what he said.
Well, today's age.
Even Bruce Bochy, he said, I was there 13 years. He's in a different sport, but he was like, I was there 13 years, and my message had run its course.
Well,
whether you believe that or not.
Right. Well, in today's era, where ADD is high and people can't stay on the... We see the data with YouTube videos. People go to YouTube videos for 6 seconds. They don't like what they say. They're gone. The 10 years from 20 years ago, I believe, is now 6 to 7 years. And we're at that threshold. We're at that limit with Shanahan to where if this thing doesn't turn around, it's going to be more than just George Kittle. It's going to be more than Brandon Ayuk. It's going to be more than Jimmie Ward speaking out about their roles, about getting the ball, about the offense, about guys not playing hard. That's 2 weeks in a row now. And now we're going into the Rams game, and you got a captain on the defense not happy about his role.
Well, I think that there's obviously him staring at his own free agency and his NFL mortality, which is understandable. But the other part of this is this is the regime that helped find him some money. I mean, they moved him to free safety when they got in here. And I believe 2019, to me, was the year that he finally put it all together. Yeah. Now, he was okay in 2018, but 2019, because the rest of the defense looked so good, felt like, boom, he finally put it all together. And then he hit free agency there. They paid him, obviously, in that particular year. And then because they paid him and Armstead, that was part of the move. Right. It wasn't just Armstead. It wasn't just drafting Kinlaw. It was also re-signing Jimmie Ward. They brought him back. He was awesome last year. Right. Awesome last year. You look at his numbers, awesome.
He was good in 2019, too.
Hurt this year.
He was good in 2019.
Hurt all year. Outside of the Chiefs game, he played 1 snap.
Yep.
I mean, so like I know that he feels like it's his position. You can't lose it because of injury. At this point, I'm trying to get you on the field in any spot that I can, and I think they're doing the math this way. We think Gibson at safety is better than having or Gibson at safety and Ward at corner is better than having Ward at safety with Womack at corner. That's what they think right now.
Yeah, and that's a mistake.
Why?
That's a mistake. Especially when the guy's got a club on his hand and he can't even get his hands on you. He can't get his hands on you. And then when it comes to tackling, how's he going to tackle with that big old club on his head?
Well, couldn't I say the same thing for him at safety?
He's not going to be in the action as much at free safety as he is in the box. You're in the box, you're taking on blockers, you're taking on pulling guards, pulling tackles, tight ends, guys crack backing, down blocking. You're in a lot more action down in the box at nickel playing bump and run than you are at free safety.
But didn't we already establish, like, and especially when you're going up against veteran receivers like they are this weekend, didn't we, like, and you were one of the people saying at the beginning of the year, like, you can't trust rookie corners. Womack is so unproven.
Yeah, he is. But
and
you know
I'm not
what?
some, like, Tashawn Gibson stan. I don't
but
really
you know
care
what?
one way or the other.
At this point, is Sammy Womack III better at nickel corner without a club on his head than Jimmie Ward?
I wanted to see him play earlier in the season, so I'm open to seeing him play. I just don't think that Jimmie Ward is owed anything. I think that they've paid him handsomely. He had a really good year. The way football works, they're going to try to get their best lineups out there. Maybe they believe or seeing things in the tape that Gibson's doing that I am unfamiliar with in terms of the nuances that they're asking for. I'm not that outraged over it.
So here's what
I'm
Jimmie
not
Ward.
saying you are. I'm just saying I'm not that upset. Like Jimmie Ward, like okay.
Yeah, but he means something in that locker room.
No doubt. He means more
something
in that locker room than what he means to me in the stands.
And
I
that
agree
means
with
something.
that.
So here's this quote yesterday down at when the 49ers opened up practice on a Wednesday. Jimmie Ward on how long the 49ers plan for him to play nickel. I don't know, Jimmie Ward said. I'm just doing what my coaches are telling me to do. It's my last year under contract, and I'm just trying to be a great team player. He mentioned a contract. He mentioned him being a team player.
Well, you can't say I'm trying to be a team player and also
mention a contract.
And then and also complain about playing the position. Like if you're reading between the lines, like those two things can't coexist simultaneously. Like it's like no disrespect, but Bonta, you're ugly. It's like, well, no, I just disrespected you by calling you something. So I don't know. And I hear where you're coming from because I take a step back, and if I was in his position, I would probably feel the same way.
And you know what? He has been a captain. Captain shouldn't lose his job at free safety for a guy who wasn't even in training camp. Tashawn Gibson came late in training camp. All right? Late in training camp.
Yeah, but
he can't get his spot back at free safety when he's obviously been the best free safety for this team in a very long time.
I don't dismiss that, but this thing that you can't lose your job because of injury, I just don't agree with that.
He shouldn't lose his job to Tashawn Gibson, who got burnt off.
I don't even know if Gibson's any good.
Especially coming off of that game.
Well, that one game was bad, but he's played pretty good this year. I mean, he's been one of the...
okay.
Well, I mean,
it's been okay. Hufanga's been dude.
Oh well, of course Hufanga's been really good, but like I don't feel the need to cape up for Jimmie Ward.
I think it's more. I'm going to cape up for him because he's a captain on that football team, and I guarantee that defensive locker room, that defensive meeting room has said, "Damn, our guy Jimmie can't get his spot back. He's out there playing compromise, playing in the box. He can't do anything." So now that's another player, another marquee player on this team. You can say he's the 5th best player, 10th best player, 15th best player. Fact is, he's a captain. He's a captain. When you look at the wallpaper and they're presenting the 2022 49ers, they had the captains up there. Kittle, Bosa, Armstead, Jimmie Ward, who else? Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk. He means something to that locker room. He means something to that team. That's now the 3rd marquee player speaking out about their roles, speaking about the team. And I think that's an indictment on this locker room where it's at right now.
It might be. And maybe I'm the one who's completely wrong here. If he was not on the field at all, I would understand it a lot more. And maybe he feels more comfortable at safety position than anyone else. But I'm watching. This is the same team, all right? The same exact team that took Debo from wide receiver and transitioned him to running back, all right? And I didn't hear a peep out of him, all right? And so I have a hard time saying, Jimmie Ward, like, we're still going to have you out on the field. I feel empathy for you. I mean, we're just touting last year in the playoffs, like Jordan Poole starting, then Curry's coming off the bench. Then they flip-flop. Why? Because the ultimate goal is about winning. And you can't say that you're about winning and then bitch and complain because you can only play this position. I don't know. And everybody says that Gibson sucks. I mean, he's been okay. He's been fine.
Okay. He's been fine. I got no problem with Gibson. But it's just, I think it's an indictment on this locker room here as they get ready for the LA Rams in a big-time game on Sunday. 650, I love this. Morning Roast, have you ever heard of positive affirmations? All y'all do is talk about negatives all day long. Bonta, you must be the number one rated GM on Madden with this cause. So positive for once. Positive talks.
Okay,
something positive.
Here's something positive. The bye week is next week. Maybe all 78 of their injured players can get slightly healthier.
Oh, man.
I'm asking sincerely. Look, let me ask all Niner fans. 888-957-9570. Have at it. Tell me something positive.
Yeah, give me something positive. Well, I came in on Monday.
Because I'm feeling good about McCaffrey.
Listen, 650 on Monday. 650, Xfinity Mobile text line. Monday, what did I tell you? I even told you this Sunday night on Warriors Postgame Live. I got a positive for you. The Niners are one game behind the Seattle Seahawks for first place in the NFC West.
Wow.
Right now, they're the 7th spot in the NFC. That's 2 positives.
All right.
2 positives. What else? I got a 3rd positive. Let me see. Christian McCaffrey. He's playing running back for the 49ers.
Did you hear? They were going to hire Gabe Kapler as a ceremonial defensive assistant this weekend so that he could communicate to Jimmie Ward while he's being platooned at cornerback.
That was a consideration.
Yep.
Oh, man.
We actually like him against left-handed wide receivers.
Oh, my gosh, man. Those are positives for you, 650. Is that good enough? 3 big positives. Big picture, 1 game behind the Seattle Seahawks for first place in the NFC West.
Let's just throw it in a vacuum, okay? Hypothetically. Let's just hypotheticals. Sunday, it's Cooper Kupp in the slot. Do you feel more confident? I know where I'm at. Do you feel more confident with Jimmie Ward at corner? Or are you more confident manning up against him? Or are you more confident with Womack going up against him? Those are your 2 options.
I don't feel confident with Jimmie Ward with the big old club on his hand guarding Cooper Kupp.
So you feel more confident in Womack?
I don't feel confident. I would rather move Ward to the slot and just have him follow Cooper Kupp wherever he goes.
Well, that's kind of what they're doing. Or at least that's what we think they're doing.
But then again, on the outside, you got Diamador Lenore and Ambry Thomas. Do you want to leave those guys on the island on the outside against Allen Robinson? Here's the thing.
Where I feel like they're at process of elimination.
You're screwed.
That's where I'm at.
Here's the thing. You're screwed without Emmanuel Mosley.
No doubt. But that's kind of one of my overarching themes this week where I know everyone thinks we're being super negative. You have to just look. I look at their healthy actives and inactives every day. Who's practicing, who's not.
Right.
And it's hard to be encouraged. Eric Armstead, for example. I have zero idea what the exact injuries are. It's
plantar fasciitis, both feet and an ankle.
And he hasn't practiced. Madsen, when was the last time he practiced? Eric Armstead.
Week 4.
When was that?
Week 4.
So, okay, we are in week 7,
Right.
8. What is this, 8?
Week 8.
Week 8, because we haven't had a bye.
Right.
So, he hasn't practiced for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And what did Shanahan say about Charvarius Ward, who didn't practice all week this week and then played in that game?
Right.
Oh, man, it would have been really nice to have him practice out there. How are they going to stop the run?
Madsen, is Jason Verrett back on the practice field yet? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if Verrett, so he had to be activated yesterday or he would have been done for the year.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they activate him, let him practice this week, give him the bye week, so have him inactive Sunday, give him the bye week, and then try and get him active for the Chargers game.
I feel like we're getting really deep inside football execution.
No, Jason Verrett. No, Jason Verrett is fine.
Covering Cooper Kupp. Let's hypothetically.
Our audience is not dumb, though.
No, I'm not saying they are.
That's a Danny. Our old assistant program director used to always tell me, Bonta, dumb me down for the offense. And I'm like, our audience is smart.
No, I agree.
They understand what's going on.
You signed Charvarius Ward, and you were hoping that you could throw him on a guy like Cooper Kupp, right?
Right.
So in this particular scenario, who are you more confident in? Stafford's under center. You look to the left, and in the slot is Cooper Kupp. Is it Jimmie Ward covering him or Womack? Who are you more comfortable with right now?
Ward, for sure.
Okay.
With the club on his hand.
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
The club, to me, if you're going to be out there, whatever. I don't even know. I mean, I'd rather have him on the field than not.
Here we go. Let me read some positives, too, from 650. Something positive. Xfinity Mobile text line. We're playing the Rams, who we dominate. We need to get right this game. Another positive. They're not going to lose next week. Jimmy will not throw a dumb ball next week. So you're telling me Jimmy's not going to throw any Jimmy no throws to Jalen Ramsey.
that.
Jalen Ramsey has been sniffing him out for 2 straight years now.